Okay, so here we are, guys. A little update on the projects that we've got going. Now, this project here is basically done, but I want to put a layer on top of just cement and sand. It's a mortar mix. And what you do is you spread it on top, and it's kind of like rendering, and it will tie these two here and make it a little bit better, almost seamless but not quite. And then here's the other project. I went and bought the pipes, but I haven't done it. Here you go down to a 1/2 inch, and it works fine, but it takes forever to clean out this little tank here. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take that off and continue with a 1 inch all the way around and out that way. Yeah, and this way it'll go faster. And because of the leaves and because of the small amount of water there, it does need to be cleaned out from time to time, but more often than anything else, the bigger tanks, for example. So yeah, I've got the pipes there. One of these days I will do it. Yep. And as you can see, all this has been reprimered. That fence going out back towards the chicken coop, behind the chicken coop, all the way around the neighbors, all the way to the front gate, and the only thing left is that little section between the gate and this gate here. So slowly but surely it'll get reprimed. Now I've got new paint to paint the whole bottom concrete. It's called Sunshine Red, which is the same thing as this, but it's really faded now. This paint has been here about maybe 5 years, maybe 6 years. I don't remember. 5-6 years. So we will be putting in new paint all the way around, inside and out. And then once we finish this and a few more projects in the back, we'll move on to the front. Now this thing here, it's basically done. I do have to trim way down there some of the bamboo that sticks out a little bit here and there. We've got the netting down and sewing up the holes. So we've got a few holes here and there. And yeah, there's some more there, some there. And once this is done, then we can go ahead and put it back up to the garden shade. And then think about planting a garden. Now out here, we've got the papayas planted in. Now there is a guy that has some cows that, actually you can see one over there. it is. There's one of them there. He actually lives down in that direction over there. But he brings his cows to any property that has grass. And I guess that's something that Thais do. Nobody says anything. And I really don't care where he puts them as long as they don't affect me. And the problem is, he'll tie them right over there, and they come over here and damage these things here. And to them is, oh well, not my problem. So this little plant here has been replaced twice. The one second to the end down there has been replaced twice. Oh, this one here, they came and knocked all the branches off this thing. It had fruit and everything, but not anymore. Some's coming back, but yeah. And then you have this papaya and the one right over there. This is the second time they've been replaced, but they're not doing so good. I think now the cows didn't have anything to do with those, but they were from the second time that we replanted them. They just haven't flourished, so I think I'm gonna have to replace those two again. And as you can see, this fence here, this gate here has been reprimed. The priming is going down that way, and right now it goes to, yeah, that pole right over there. So after lunch I'll have her continue painting, and I want to have the top portion all primed all the way down to the gate over there. This way when we do the bottom, you don't have all these paint dripping and what have you. It'll be just the paint that we put on the bottom. And as you can see, the mangoes are going strong. This little bitty tree is just loaded. Of course, it can't support all that, and you'll have some drop, but they're growing pretty good. And so is that one. You can see just how many flowers this thing has. Holy moly. And then here we have concreted in all the poles going down there except the very end one. So what I'm going to do here is, I've got that 2x2. I need to put it on the ground, measure this top portion here, and then this way I can see how much pole I have and how much I need of to weld from here to where the pipe is going to go. It'll only be like maybe 4 or 5 inches or so. And then we'll dig a hole down here and cement it in. And what will happen is I will take and weld some chain link to this one and then to the one that's here. But it'll be 2 separate pieces. It'll be one piece coming down this way till it hits the cement here, and then it'll be a solid piece from the bottom down here where the pole goes up and continue on down that way. And what I've got is the square metal that I put on the fence for those little bars. I had a whole bunch of pieces left over, and I didn't want to get rid of them to recycle to get nothing for them. I've kept them around for years. Well, guess what, guys? They are the perfect size to go in here. So what I did is, well, what I'm doing right now is I've taken a washer and welded to the top. Then it's going to go here, come out this other hole. And what I'm going to do is weld this section here so that it doesn't come out, and weld the chain link to that washer that'll be here, and do that all the way down. Yeah. Now yesterday, as you can see, this pipe coming here, that pipe is the backwash for the filter that's in there. And what happens is when you backwash that thing, a whole bunch of rust comes out. So generally it ends right about to that avocado tree there. And I think that rust has affected that thing big time, because it's kind of yellow, kind of not wanting to do so well. So now what I do is I take those pipes you see down there at the end. Yeah, and there's more down there, and I run it all the way down there by the raised bed garden, away from the trees, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah. The other thing we've done is we started to bring in some sand on that side all the way down. I need to move that dirt that's piled up right there and level it to the other one. But I want sand all in here, even with that little cement there, and then out that way, and then this back section will pretty much be done. Yeah. Now here, as I had said in earlier videos, right here from this center pole, I want to run a wire from there to that 2x2, and from that center pole up here to the C3. As you can see, we have C3 coming out. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 C3s down that way from the corner that I'm standing in. There's a hole there, and there'll be a wire going from there to that center pole. Yeah. And then tighten it on down this way, so when the weight starts coming in, it'll have somewhere to pull here, it'll have something on the sides, something at that other end of the chicken coop. It'll have all those poles in the middle supporting the wire. So yeah, hopefully it'll do something. Now the other thing that we did is, we're not done, but as you can see right there, this dirt has been here on the compost pile for about 6 years. So it goes from here, chicken scraps and what have you, and then moving it over to number 2 as a little bit more processed and refined, and then finally down to the end. So right now, number 3 got turned over, number 2 got put in number 3, and now here compost box number 1 is getting moved over to number 2, and then the cycle begins again, putting all the stuff in there. Yeah, and then sometime later we'll do it again. But by that time, a lot of that stuff will be gone and used for the garden and here and there. All right, guys. Let's go about the day and see what we get done. Thanks for watching.
ขอบคุณเจ้า
See you next time.
แล้วปะกันแฮมไมนะเจ้า
See you.
บ๊ายบาย